As president, my priority is to end conflicts, not start them, but I will never hesitate to wield American power if it's necessary to defend the United States of America or our partners. And this is one of our great partners right here.
So President Trump making what was actually a surprise visit to U.S. service members today in Qatar. And he announced pay raises for the troops and took credit as well for an uptick in recruiting that we've seen in our armed forces, coming amid a reshaping and a refocusing of the military from the Middle East to the Pacific, which we're going to talk about. We're joined right now by the Secretary of the Army, Secretary Daniel Driscoll. Welcome, Secretary Driscoll. Thank you for coming on. I want to just start on that news of the day with the president overseas, and especially on recruiting, and then we'll talk about the future of warfare. I know you want to get into in a moment. What would you say about recruiting, what's changed, what the current state of it is, especially for the Army under President Trump?
Thank you for having me. And I think what you saw with the president right there is highlighting what under his leadership and Secretary Hegseth is going on in all of the armed forces broadly, but the Army in particular. We are absolutely crushing our recruiting and retention goals this year. The transition and the refocusing on the warrior culture and the things that have made it amazing to serve in the United States Army for the last 249 years is what soldiers are wanting to stay in the Army for and what they're wanting to join for. So on recruiting, we are way in front of our momentum from the last couple of years. Right. We should hit our 1-year goal 9 months into the year. And then for retention, the number of soldiers we actually are keeping in the Army, we hit that annual goal 6 months into the year, which we credit President Trump and Secretary Hegseth.
I have a visual on this on the tablet here I'm going to bring up, and I think it'll get to your point about the gap in here between goals and what the actual recruits are. I do think it's interesting. I'm just curious your comments on this about what was like 22 was a bad number, you know, really kind of bottomed out on recruiting. You see that here. And then it came up and started to rise, not to the goal, to your point, you guys are hitting the goals, but it started, it seems, before President Trump came in, and I'm just curious if there was something happening in the Army that kind of got it going even before he came in. Is that fair or no?
Yeah, so there were some structural things that the Army did that have helped a lot. Like we now have a future soldier prep course that we are running to help soldiers, future soldiers who want to join but might just be a little bit under in the fitness level required, or just a little bit under when they take these written tests.
Got it.
And we have put into place mechanisms that helped start the momentum that you're seeing today. But I just want to reiterate, I think that it is the warrior culture that we are returning to. The reason you join the United States Army is not for the benefits necessarily. It's not for the things you get after you are in. It's because you want to serve with the best, the men and women across the country who are willing to give up their lives to protect their fellow citizens. And we are back to a focus on that and only that.
I know you're making some changes as well. Just one other news-related question today, because the Army manages, as I understand it, those national defense zones along the border. And I saw a story where a judge had dropped charges against migrants trespassing in that zone. I was just curious if you have any thoughts or reaction to that along our border.
I think kind of the very first thing is border security is national security. The United States Army, for our long heritage, is incredibly competent and functional at providing security across a wide range of places around the world. We are perfectly suited for this mission that the president has given us. And fundamentally what's occurred with these national defense areas is we have taken the land by the border and designated it the same kind of designation our Army bases have. And so our soldiers are able to provide the same level of security there, or a similar level of security to what we provide on our bases around the world.
Okay, so
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.